All right, everybody. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Chi-Town Chi Show. This is Pierre A. Mason filling in for Lady Chi. As you all know, she's a little bit under the weather, and due to some health reasons, I'm actually going to be filling in for her today. You guys are in for an amazing treat, okay? We're going to talk about everything under the sun, from wealth, mindset, saving strategies, how to get businesses structured. The main focus, the main goal is generational wealth, okay? You can be a man with many wants, all right? But first and foremost, you must always address your needs, all right? So, again, my name is Pierre Mason, a.k.a. P. Daddy Dollars, a.k.a. the Transactional Engineer, a.k.a. the Contract King, b.k.a. Mr. Cashflow. You guys probably don't know me, so let's get to know each other. Guys, go find me, all right? You can find me on my Facebook page at Pierre A. Mason, all right? That's Pierre A. Mason. My Twitter handle is Pierre Mason 5. It's at Pierre Mason 5. You can also find me on Instagram at Pierre.Mason. That's Pierre.Mason. Pierre .Mason. All right, who is Pierre Mason? Why do I give a rat's you know what about what he thinks and how he feels about money? All right, well, let me tell you a little bit about myself. What qualifies me for the conversation? Well, I actually made my first investment when I was 18 years old. I was actually still a senior in high school. I actually invested $65,000 into the stock market. I also put $1,500 into my church's building fund at the time, on top of paying my tithes and offerings. So the first principle I want you guys to understand is stewardship and sowing seeds. When it comes to sowing seeds, it's reaping and sowing, right? You reap what you sow. That's how it goes. And also having the mindset to be a good manager over whatever it is, no matter how large or how small that God entrusts you with, all right? So we're going to talk a little bit about today, first and foremost, about the foundation of currency, wealth, right? There's 4 currencies. Most people maybe think I'm talking about the euro, yen, US dollar, and peso, right? Not at all. 4 currencies I want to talk to you guys about is time, knowledge, relationships, and money. Let's run that back. Time, knowledge, relationships, and money. Okay? Stewardship, time. What does that look like? Okay? Successful people, wealthy people, it starts up here first. This is your most important investment. What are you going to deposit? How are you using your time? How do you start your day? Do you wake up, pick up this device and start scrolling? Or do you run to the kitchen, stuff your face with a sugary bowl of cereal, maybe some hyped up caffeinated coffee? Or do you spend time with God? Do you get in His presence through prayer and meditation? Do you visualize and command your day? Okay? Are you slaving to build somebody else's dynasty at a 9 to 5? Or are you self-employed and squandering away your time and your talents, running around and chasing things that don't generate income and don't grow and evolve your business? Or are you a business owner that has poor leadership skills, horrible mismanagement? You gotta lead from the front. If you don't see others catching on to your vision, it's because they feel like you haven't bought in first and foremost. Speed of the leaders, speed of the team. And last but not least, your investments. How are you investing in your health, your wealth, your time, your relationships, okay? So time is one of those things that wealthy people, they leverage. I'm a real estate investor, so let's use my life for an example. I started out, again, I made my first investment at 18 years old. I went and did exactly what they tell you to do. Go to school, get a degree, great job. I actually went to an HBCU called Bethune-Cookman, okay, in Daytona Beach, Florida. I went there with hopes and dreams of playing football as I was a student athlete at Chicago Vocational High School here on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. Stand Up Cavaliers, okay? I graduated in 2000, went away to college August 17 on a Greyhound bus all the way from 95th and State Street on a 26-hour tour to Daytona Beach. Nothing but my garbage bags with every possession I had and ambition in my hand. I had vision, purpose, right? I knew I didn't want to end up in the penitentiary. I knew I didn't want to end up in somebody's ER, hospital, and I knew I didn't want to end up dead, okay? So I decided to get away from Chicago and start my life off in Florida. I graduated 4 years flat with a BS in international business and a minor in finance. I completed 2 internships at one with NASA, Kennedy Space Center in Merritt Island, Florida. I also did a internship at PEO Stride, which is a military-owned contracting company owned by John Stallworth, NFL Hall of Famer, and his wife. I have a myriad of experience after college as a financial planner. I actually worked for Citi. We worked for their distribution engine in their mortgage, their investments, and also their life and health insurance products, okay? I did that from 2004 to 2008, where I transitioned into corporate America. So I went from fresh out the gate in college to being self-employed, and then I went to being an employee. So I kind of did the reverse thing of what most people do, all right? So, well, I started working for Capital One from 2007, I would say, to 2010, okay? And then I went back to Chicago and worked for DeVry University, all right, as an admissions advisor. So what I did was I taught people about career paths. I taught them about how money works. I worked for banking institutions and I saw inside secrets on how banks leverage and utilize their finances, all right? So that's a little bit about me. That's what makes me qualified to talk to you guys about what we're talking about, okay? So going back to the currencies, time, money, knowledge, relationships, okay? So wealthy people, they utilize their time to actually go out, find more deals, all right? Let's talk about the real estate landscape. Instead of going to a 9-to-5, trading your time for dollars, you're actually working for yourself, all right? So most people say, oh yeah, I've been watching HGTV, I want to go flip a house. They buy it, maybe they know how to do some carpentry. They want to spend all their time working on one house, all right? 4 to 6 months, they finish and maybe make a profit. As an investor, you use your time wisely, whereas you hire people to go in and do your jobs while you're going out finding your next deal, okay? You don't trade your time for money. You leverage your time for more income, okay? Knowledge, that's one thing that can never be taken away from you. This real estate here, this tool between your 2 shoulders, is one of the most important investments that you should and can make, okay? Your knowledge you can leverage for money, okay? People will pay you for what you know. People will pay you to consult them, to walk them through different projects, startups, how to scale, flourish their business, etc., okay? And in real estate, as an investor, right? Say I find a deal, but I don't have the money. Or say I have the money and I need a deal. Relationships are everything, all right? Leverage them wisely. Knowledge is everything. Leverage it wisely. And most importantly, your money. And that's what we're going to focus in and hone in on today. Okay? Money. How are we being stewards of our dinero? Okay? So, money is a tricky thing. Most people think that, hey, I'm earning a living, I do 40 hours a week, I'm putting away 10% to save, and my 401k, I'm blindly just putting money into that, hoping it grows. Well, stewardship doesn't do anything blindly, all right? Study and show thyself approved. Whatever it is that you're putting the seed in, you have to water it, all right? What does watering look like? Well, what we're doing right now, I actually have a group economics team that I actually built, and we're growing and expanding. What does that look like? The average person, like I said, they do what their grandparents taught them with money, all right? Go get it, either put it under your mattress, put it in your savings account. What's that money doing for you? The Federal Reserve is actually taking your money and investing it. So why aren't you doing this for yourself? So what the group economics paradigm looks like that I've created, well, we have someone that comes in, it's a 28-day cycle. Someone comes in week 1, they bring in $500. Week 2, they bring in 2 other friends, and that does the same thing. Week 3, those 2 people duplicate the same thing that you did, bringing their 2 people. Week 4, your $500 is $4,000. It's called a susu. All right. This is very, very prevalent in African, Caribbean, Indian, Middle Eastern cultures. They're not U.S. citizens, yet they find a way to come to America and grow and scale businesses. Have you ever asked yourself, how is this possible? What are they doing? Well, group economics. They pool their money together. They compound it, and everybody takes a draw. And that's what we've created, okay, through a company called UGRR. All right, so if you guys want some information, you want to get involved, you want to take this knowledge and put it to action, reach out to me on any of those platforms. I can get you in tune. Second thing, let's talk about IRAs, 401ks. Most of us are just sitting here blindly sending our money to an IRA or a 401k and trusting our money in these corporations when we don't even know what's going on behind the scenes. Google Halliburton, okay? There's a lot of companies that have did what's called pump and dumps, where they get a lot of investors investing in their corporation, in their employees, blindly have their 401k invested in their company, and then the people who own these companies, they pull all their money out and sell their shares as the company crashes. And that's exactly what happened to me with my initial investment that I made in high school. My first investment was in year 2000 when the tech bubble was happening, okay? Google that. There was a big .com surge of companies. And being 18 and young, your fund manager tells you invest in aggressive funds. So that's exactly what I did, because I was doing what? Blindly going, right? So I put all my money into these aggressive technology funds. By the time 2004, 2005 rolled around, maybe a year out of college, the plans I had for that money was after I graduate, start buying real estate. I knew my vision, I knew my purpose very early on in life, so I had the luxury to be able to continually, relentlessly, tenaciously go after it, okay? But by the time 04 happened, big crash, okay? So all that money was gone. I wasn't a good steward of my money. So with 401ks, IRAs, we have opportunities to do what's called self-directing, all right? You can self-direct 50% of your 401k or up to $250,000 of your independent retirement account or IRA, and you can invest it in real estate, okay? So what does that look like? Maybe I got, a couple $100,000 just sitting, and we're currently facing another potential 2000 or 2008. Do some research. Those are when market crashes happen. When a crash happens, values go down, things go on sale. So people who are good stewards of their money, they're able to take advantage, all right? And with your 401k money, If you invested into bricks, okay, and when I mean bricks, I mean single family homes, 2 flats, 3 flats, generate income generating properties, you're able to ensure that you have an investment that's backed by real estate that will be able to continually pay you in generations to come. All right. So those are my little tips. Let's get to Chi-Town Shy's winner of her $13 gift. $113 gift combo. Brianna McMath. Okay, Brianna McMath, you get $113 worth of items. Second winner for the $113 gift combo, K-Swana Ken. All right. Congratulations, guys. We have more winners, all right? Brenda McKee, you have the Light Up Lip Gloss. Jacqueline Perez, you get the same thing, Light Up Lip Gloss. And last but not least, Miss Carrie, you got the purse. All right? So hopefully, Carrie, you fill this purse up with the money and the strategies used and how we actually talked with what we talked about today. Guys, this was a great episode of Chi-Town Shy. We'll be seeing you with part 2. All right, thank you for your time and your ears. God bless. Subscribe, like, and share this page. If this was a blessing to you, let it be a blessing to somebody else.